I have asked ChatGPT 4o to tell me about Ollama and Open WebUI, and this is what it comes back with. Very structured, lots of details, looks great. Now TLDR, Ollama is a tool that you can install for free on your local computer. You can use that to run lots of open source large language models locally on your computer. And it also provides an API that you can build your AI applications against that instead of calling OpenAI from the internet, for example. Open WebUI is another tool that works with Ollama, which is basically a graphical interface. It looks like ChatGPT, and you can connect multiple models that's been provided by Ollama. And Open WebUI is a fantastic tool. It does not only work with Ollama, it also works with other local large language model runner like LLM Studio. Now in this quick video, I'm going to show you how we're going to install and use Ollama and Open WebUI, and I'm also going to build a quick Python application to work with a local API that's exposed by the Ollama. Let's get into it. Let's jump onto Ollama's GitHub page and we'll click on download. You can see it can run pretty much everywhere, Windows, Linux, and you have Docker. While we're waiting for the download, this is how we can run it. Oh, looks like our download finished. Open that up. So let's double click it. Open. Move to application folders. So to run Ollama, you just need to run this command. So let's go next. Install the command line. Follow the prompt. We'll copy that. And we can just run it in our terminal. So let me clear this. This is just our Mac terminal. Let's run that. So this is our model. Obviously, we just installed Ollama. There's no model, so we can't really run anything. So I've got Llama 3 already, but I'm gonna show you guys again how we're gonna get that. Okay. So these are the models that's available. We're gonna try a couple of good models here, like 5.3 and Llama 3. This is how you run it. Now let's pretend we have not got the models yet. We can just go down on the models. And if we go to its homepage, we can also see all the models here. And they can be sorted by the most popular or featured, newest. This Llama 3 looks like being updated 12 days ago. Then you have Code Mistral, Code Store, and the 5.3. This is the homepage. Obviously, you can just click on download, which is the same as the link we did in GitHub. To run the model, first you're going to pick the model you want to run, and then you're going to use this command. So Llama 3 latest will pull down whatever latest it is. In this example, we want to specifically run the AB model, so change that to the AB. Sorry about the flash, because the Ollama website doesn't support dark mode. So we're gonna copy this, go back to our terminal. Let's exit this first. Okay, go /by, and then we're gonna run this model again. Ollama run Llama 3 column 8b. And you can see if we don't have the model, or we have the older model but don't have the update, it will pull down the updates. So that's it. That's how you can run a local model with Ollama. That is super easy. So for example, we can chat with the model now. Say, hi, what large model are you? I'm a llama, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so you can see how it works. Now, let me show you if you want to run another model. So maybe we'll pick a different one. Let's run Microsoft 5.3. So we're gonna pick the 3.8b. I do not have this model downloaded already. So if we come to our terminal, let's exit this again, clear our screen, and we'll paste the command. Now, it might take longer because I don't have the model downloaded at all, so it's gonna download 3.8. Oh, maybe I did. Hi. Right. Wow. It looks like an instructive model. Okay. What are you good at? So it's AI developed by Microsoft. Okay. So I want to show you guys a model that I have not downloaded. Let's leave here. Go back to this screen. Okay, I want to try this latest Coastal 22 billion model. Let's copy that. Go to our terminal and paste our command. Put in manifest. Okay, so you can see I'm actually downloading. Right, the model is 20. I mean, this file is 12 gig is downloading, and then total is 22 gig. 22 billion model. How big is it? Okay, this 22 billion model looks like 12 gig in size. Okay, so once it's finished downloading, it will give you a similar, very same interface. You just chat to it, and then you can run your chats with the model. That's how easy it is to run Ollama locally on your computer. So you can see it's a nice, easy to run your local open source model from Ollama. It's very simple though. So let's explore how can we use a different tool to access it. If we come back to the GitHub page for Ollama and scroll down a bit, under the web and desktop, you want to click on this Open WebUI. I'm going to show you guys how to install this, pretty much the best UI you can run locally with Ollama. Now they formerly are known as Ollama WebUI, but now they changed name to Open WebUI because it can run more than just one model or just Ollama. The different LLM runners can be integrated with this one. So let's have a look how can we install this. Open WebUI is a fantastic tool to provide you an interface to work with your local LLMs. As you can see from this screen, it has a very ChatGPT-like interface. On the left, you have your prompt, documents. You can even do a local RAG with your files. On the right, you can chat with different models. You can do multiple models. From the drop-down, you can choose as long as you have them installed with Ollama. So there are a couple of things I want to highlight in this feature list, such as the Ollama Open API integration. There's a model builder, which you can use the model files that Ollama supports to define the behavior of the model to prevent them, for example, to answer certain type of questions. You can do the local RAG, which we're going to test that out. Seems fantastic, super easy. We don't need to build those apps anymore. It's just right there for you to use. And you can do even web search for RAG. There are many models it supports. You can run them simultaneously. It supports RBAC as well. So let's check it out how we're going to install it. If you keep scrolling down, here's how to install. Now the recommendation is to do it with Docker. So first you're going to install Docker on your computer. To run Open WebUI, first you need to have Ollama installed, which you can see is running on our computer on the top right. And you also need to have Docker. I've already clicked download and install. So just follow this, very simple, follow this web page, download and install for your relevant systems. And next, to run or to install the Open WebUI, it's super simple. All you need to do is copy this command into your terminal. And I'm just using default configuration, so these ports will be fine for me. We are still downloading the Colstrom model, so let's just open a new window. And we'll copy the command. So this will install and install our Open WebUI. Let's go enter. Cannot connect to Docker. Maybe we need to start with Docker. So run our Docker. Oh, you can see there's something I did before already. So to demonstrate, let's just delete this forever. Okay, so this is our Docker. Got nothing running at the moment. Come back to our terminal, run the same command. That's it. Once you finish the installation, let's run it. So if you scroll down a little bit on the GitHub page, click on this link. It's a local host at 3000, so we're just using default configuration. Here we go. Please signing to Open WebUI. Now first time when you use it, you need to create an account, so you need to click on sign up because it supports IBAC. So basically you need to create a login, but these are local logins. It does not authenticate or talk to the internet on any server. It's just your local signing. So just go sign up and create your first account. Now first account gonna be your admin account. Follow on the other account can be approved by this admin account. So make sure you remember this first account. I'm now logged in. As you can see, what's new in Open WebUI, this is a June 2024 version. Let's close this. Okay, let's go. This is a very similar page to your ChatGPT. On the left, you have workspace. You can search your chats if you have a lot of them. You can start new chats. In select a model, remember we had downloaded two models, Llama 3 and 5.3. So you can pick one of them to start chatting, just like that. Hi, how are you? And the other model we are still downloading. So this Colstrom model looks like stuck. We probably have to restart this. But right now we only have two models, and this is how you can switch them. You can actually chat to the same model, those two different models at the same time. So let's see what happens if we do that. So we have two models here. Who is the current US president? And you can see it has a very nice interface. On the left is the Llama 3 and on the right is 5.3. So you can evaluate two models. It's very nice. And that gets kept on the left as your chat histories. Search button will enable you to search your histories if you have a lot of them. If you want to add a new model, there are two ways to do it. First, you can go back to your terminal and just type Ollama pool followed by the model name, which you can get from Ollama website. Let's say this is the name. You can see if you pick a different model, they will have a different name. I'm not gonna download another model, but if we just copy Llama 3 and we come back to terminal and just do Llama 3, it should pull down the latest manifest if there is a change to the model, which in this case, well, there wasn't because we just downloaded the model. So this is one way. Or you could go to your Open WebUI, click on settings, right here, and go to the models. Now here, all you need to do is just type the model ID here, which is the same model ID you're gonna get from the Ollama website, and then you just click on this download button. Once been downloaded, it will be added to the list. Actually, I might just try this because here looks like being stuck. We're gonna kill it, and we just download this model from the Open WebUI and see what happens. So let's come back here. We'll do the model name, which is Colstrom, and then go download. Pull in manifest, and it gives you a progress bar as well, which is very nice. 100% has been successfully downloaded. So it looks like maybe I have already downloaded. This terminal window is just not updating itself. So let's come back to the chat interface. And do we have a third model? Actually, we do. Let's try this. Please write a simple Python code of what do we want? We want the Tetris. How about that? Tetris game. Model not selected. We have selected. Please enter, right? Send a message. Oh, select model. So let's do that. We'll do 3 models. And then let's go send. And you watch and output these 3 code at the same time. And maybe it's not at the same time, it's just gonna go through your GPUs or CPUs one by one. And once the first model finish, it will be the second model and the third model. Now it looks like the first model has completed its app, but the second model didn't start response. If we go to our terminal, oh, it's very slow, and just type top. That should show us the resource being used by these models. Right now, oh, what does that mean? Over 100% CPU. Okay. So maybe it's trying something. It's definitely not sitting idle, but also it's not running either. And this button is still going. Has not stopped yet. And this is a M2 Mac, so not sure how many models can run at the same time locally. I imagine it's quite resource intensive. Oh, that crashed. That means my computer probably can't handle 3 models at the same time. So let's see whether we can. Do we need to restart this? Maybe we'll restart it. We'll stop the container and run it again. Refresh our window. Okay, at least right, we're back live. I want to show you guys this button here that you can upload files to do a local RAG solution. So remember, we used to build RAG applications to chat with your own files. Now this Open WebUI made it so easy. All you need to do is pick your model and upload your files. So let's have a look how it works. In the Open WebUI docs, click on this retrieval augmented generation RAG. Here it says activate RAG by starting the prompt with a hashtag symbol. And then you need to upload your local documents first before you can use it. So let's have a look at Open WebUI. Look for the documents section. Now I remember it used to be under the settings. There is something called documents, but looks like it's not there anymore. So let's go to this workspace. And here you can see the 3 models we have and the documents right here. Now I already uploaded them via this plus sign. And under document setting, you can see the embeddings it's using by default. I'm sure you can use different model. If you update or change your embedding model, basically just gonna load the document again to create an index. There's a chunk parameter that you can overlap. 100 is fine. Chunk size, yeah. if we have PDF, maybe we should turn this on, because the file I have uploaded has a PDF, and in the PDF there's graphs, there's images. Query parameter, web parameter, you can do this as well. So it looks like you can enable your chats with your local LLM, but you need to provide a API key to use these web search engine. I'm gonna skip that for now. So let's save this. And I have already uploaded files, and every file you uploaded, you can have a tag. So if we go edit that, you can see there is a tag here. You can modify that from here. What I found is every file needs to have a tag, and they cannot have the same tag. So let's say I've uploaded 5 documents all related to Microsoft Q3 earning. You cannot tag them the same. Every file needs to have a separate tag, which I don't get what is the point. You could have just used the file name, because every file has to have individual file names. Alright, so now you've got the files ready. Go back to your chat, and you can say, which I already done here, I can do it again. So I'm doing 2 models at the same time. I'm comparing Llama 3 and the Phi 3. I'm gonna ask the same question again. Say, tell me about the earning. Compare Microsoft and Google. And I can hashtag to activate the rag. Looks like that doesn't work. So we have to hashtag it at the beginning. So these are all the files. As you can see, they all come up with individual tag for each file. So it gets a bit messy if you have lot of files. There's lack of granular control to put them into different category or buckets. For this demo, it's easy. I'm just gonna go all documents, and let's go enter. See how fast this is. Now, when you're comparing multiple models, it does not query both models at the same time. It goes sequential. So this case is going with the Phi 3 first, and then Llama 3. Previously, when I did my test, it queried Llama 3 first, and they had them in the same order, like here. So I don't know why it's doing that. And I'm not sure why it's not calling. Oh, a bit of lag. Let's see how our machine performs. Maybe it's under stress. Okay, so you just do top in the terminal. Shows you the performance resource being used. Looks okay. Right, so now you got the results. With Phi 3, it says, I'm sorry, but based on the provided information, it only includes details about Microsoft financial results for the quarter. There isn't any specific word comparative data between Microsoft and Google. Okay, it still did its comparison. Oh, it didn't. It didn't. Ignored Google completely. Now what about Llama 3? Here's the comparison between Microsoft and Google's earning. I'm not gonna go back to fact check, but this response looks much better. And also the files I uploaded might be a little bit different. If we come look here on the documents, I've got a whole pack for Microsoft earning, but with Google I just downloaded the 10Q and another release alphabet earning release. It's a public release, and another one 10Q. So to be fair, the data is a bit different. It's not apple to apple comparison, but the tone from Llama 3 is just much better than the Phi 3. Now you know how to use these free open source local large language model with Open WebUI. This is just one way of using it. It is a beautiful, convenient way for most people. It does not require any coding skills. But for the builders out there, you might probably want to access these local models directly. So another way of using it is obviously by API. So the API of Ollama can be exposed, which will give you access to these models directly. So let's have a look how it works. On this Ollama document, you can see there's a couple of endpoints being provided. There's a completion, just a general completion, and there's a chat. So we are running our Ollama locally with all the default configurations, and there's no authentication, right? It's not, you do not need to provide API key. The server is already running, as you can see from top right. So these APIs are ready for you to use. If we have a look at the example, we are running on localhost with default ports. So in theory, this should work. Let's just copy this to our terminal, and because we know the response will look ugly, because this is raw, everything's gonna come back. So let's change to a simpler question. How let's reverse that, and I'm gonna change the question to how many days in a week, and hit enter. And if we got a response back, we know your endpoint is live. Right. This is a bit hard to read, but you can see. Okay, so the result is 7 days a week, Monday, Tuesday. Okay, it's much easier to read compared to why sky is blue. I tried that before. It's just a lot of long text and it looks ugly. Okay, so it gives you the JSON object, which is this, right? Tells you which model you're using and give you the response. Right, and the one you are probably I am interested in is this chat endpoint. So if you have Postman, you can just do this simply, or we can do this with our terminal. So let me clear this. We're gonna copy paste again. So this is the chat completion endpoint. Now the difference from the first generation endpoint is obvious. Other than this format, you can see this JSON format, you have the model and the messages here. The other one, it didn't. Let's take it to up there. Sorry about this. So in the completion, you will do the prompt, and that's the response. In the chat, this is the post. See, so the format is different. And I'm gonna ask the same question. So, how many days in a week? And we enter. So you know the chat endpoint is working too. Now the main difference is with the chat endpoint, it creates the array of images as messages, so you can use for your chat history. That's why it's called the chat endpoint. Now let's see how we can bring to an app and make it look better. I'm going to use this classic example from Streamlit documentation to build a ChatGPT-like chat app. And this is what it looks like, and we can copy the full code and make some modification to work with your local APIs. Or I've already made a lot of videos about this, so you can watch them. So back to our VS Code. I have this code ready. Now let's quickly run it. So now it's just using it's a chatbot that will work with the OpenAI API, and the OpenAI API is stored in this .env file locally. So to run it, we do streamlit run and this Python file. We go enter, and here you go. Hi, how many days in a week? Right, so we know this is a working chatbot that uses OpenAI API. Now let's kill this, Control C. What we're gonna do is we're gonna change this script and to make it work with our local API that's been provided by Ollama. First, let's relaunch the app and change this model to, let's use a good model, the best model, GPT-4o. And make sure this is actually a parenthesis, not square bracket. I had some method error, so if you have the same error, just change this to round brackets. Okay, now let's save this and run it again. Okay, so this is our ChatGPT-4o, and let's ask them a code question. So we'll copy everything here. Say, do you understand the following code? Okay, let's paste our code. It will say, of course, it understands. Look how fast it is on GPT-4o. Okay, now we're gonna go to our Ollama. And this is the REST API, this API documentation. So let's just copy the whole API documentation. We actually just need this chat completion bit. Can we just copy this bit? No, I'm just gonna copy the whole thing because we should have enough context window. Back to this chat. Let's say I like to change the script. Instead of using OpenAI API, I like to use a local chat completion API provided by Ollama. Please read the following Ollama docs and modify the code. I'm gonna emphasize it again. I like to use the chat completion endpoint. And let's just copy and paste the whole. Wow, that's a lot. Okay. And send it. And see how fast it is. Wow. It looks really good. It came out look well, just like the GitHub. Okay. That is a lot of stuff. And what would the ChatGPT say? Scroll all the way down. So it's already modified the code for us. To modify a script to use the local chat completion API provided Llama, please follow guidelines, blah, blah, blah. Here is updated version of your script. So let's see what's the difference. It has given you the URL, and this is where we specify the model, and the rest looks like exactly the same. This assistant reply looks a little bit different. Now if we have a look at our code, we didn't have the assistant. Interesting. It's a bit longer. So let's just copy code and see whether it works. Let's come back here and let's create a new file. I'll go file new, another Python script. And we have to save it before we can run. So let's call it ChatGPT with Ollama. Save it. Now really, these codes spit out by AI will work directly. Let's see what happens. So this is correct, this is important because that's where our API is. So you don't have to kill the terminal window because it's running our ChatGPT 4o. What you can do is just go open a new terminal window. And then notice we are also in the same virtual environment, right? It's activated. Let's just go Streamlit run. Okay. Streamlit run, and we'll copy the. We need to save this. Copy the path. Paste that. And run spelling. Let's change to Streamlit, STREAM, and run. Okay, it ran. Whether it worked or not, because if you look through the code, there is nothing about the key. So we know it's not using API key to go somewhere else. It is actually using our Ollama API. And looks like this work. Let's make it a bit better. I'm gonna kill it. Control C to kill it. We'll change the title to ChatGPT with local LLM, large language model. This is where we can play with it to a different model, because we have two. We have three actually. So let's save it and go run. Okay, so now let's update it. We know. Hi, what LLM are you made of? So we expect this is a Ollama 3, but of course you'll get error. What error? This fails to establish a connection, so it is not getting connected. I don't know why. Failed to establish a new connection. That's because our Ollama is not even running. Look at the top right. I have quit Ollama previously. So let's just bring up Ollama again. That is why the local API was not available. Now the Ollama is running, let's bring up the terminal and make sure it is working as we expected before we use it in the code. So we'll just copy the curl command and change to a simpler question, so it will be quicker. How many days in a week? Okay, the Ollama 3, the Llama 3 has been called and the answer has been given. Fantastic. Now let's look at the code again. Okay, you can see here we do not need the import OS again, because we are not loading environment variable anymore from OS environment variable. Yeah, we don't need that. I think we don't need any of that. Well, that will make sure actually it works with our local API, not the API from the environment variable. Now we change the title. This is going to the local host. This is the model we're using. The JSON bit, I don't understand it, but looks like this is not even imported. So let's just import that. Import JSON, is that how you do it? Well, it looks like that's gone. Let's save it and run it. We'll do a Streamlit run. That should take us to the chat interface, and let's go test it, see what error we get. Oh, there's no error. Okay. Let's ask a question. What LLM are you made of? That is a bit slow. You can see it's really slow compared to if I run OpenAI call. Okay. I was trained using BERT, so we know that it's a Google model. That's large language model. That's Llama 3. So come back to our code. Let's kill it. Control C, and then we're gonna change to our other model, right? We got two models going. We got the Llama 3, and we also got a 5.3. Let's try this. So we'll save it again. And then we run it. It's very quick to launch, but to run the model is actually not that fast. Do we get a response this time? Hope I get the name right. Okay. What large language model are you made of? And this time you should say it's a Microsoft 5.3. I'm not made of physical material like an object. Rather, I'm digital creation. That's funny. Okay. By researchers at organizations such as Microsoft. Okay, that gives it away. This is a 5.3 model we're running. Okay, so this is how you're gonna use the local Ollama provided API to build your apps. I'm gonna link this sample code in my GitHub. So as a starting point for you guys to build anything with this local large language model. The thing to pay attention to is first your endpoint. This is the Ollama underscore API underscore URL, and then where you define Ollama underscore model. And you can see in the response here, this is how I call these parameters. You got the endpoint URL, and you also got the JSON payload, and you got this Ollama model here. Now the reason all these JSON bit is something to do with the response, how this local API provided, which you can see from its API docs. I don't understand every single code of it, but as you can see, we've built this using ChatGPT without even writing a single line of code. So I hope you enjoyed this quick tutorial, and I'll see you next time.